Welcome to the speaking section of the IELTS exam. My name is Adrian. I will be your examiner for this part of the test. I'm recording this for clerical and marking purposes. We are conducting this exam in Uttarakhand, Dehradun. Let's begin. May I see your identification?
Yes, of course. Please take a look at my credentials here.
And what is your full name?
My name is Anurag Bishop. Please call me by my first name, Anurag.
Anurag, the speaking has three parts. I will give you instructions for each. For part one, I will ask you a couple of questions to get to know you better and some questions on a general topic. Where do you live?
I live in Dehradun, the capital city of Uttarakhand, in a 2-bedroom apartment with my roommate Aman.
What helps you to relax?
Well, I love to take walks in the serene forest surrounding my city, or also sometimes sitting by the Ganges rivers and listening to its calming flow. Well, meditation and yoga, which are deeply rooted in our culture, also helps me relax.
Let's talk about your hometown. Can you tell me a little about your hometown?
Certainly. Dehradun, nestled in the Doon Valley, is surrounded by majestic Himalayan mountain ranges. It's a vibrant city known for its natural resources, educational institutions, and also for its rich cultural heritage.
What's the most famous landmark or place in your hometown?
I would say the most renowned place would be the Robber's Cave, locally known as Guchipani. It is situated in a river cave formation where water suddenly appears and disappears, a very fascinating natural phenomena.
Notice how Anurag begins the speaking interview fluently and with confidence. This is required for those high band scores. A common topic that appears in IELTS exams are questions related to talking about where you live and your hometown. Here, Anurag is prepared, and he shows confidence with his choice of vocabulary. When the examiner asks him to briefly describe his hometown, he begins with the expression certainly. These types of expressions show confidence and help you to speak fluently and clearly. Remember them. Use words like certainly, yes of course, sure, gladly. These indicate confidence and are natural. They will help you to speak better. Of course, Anurag has a strong body posture. Notice how he's sitting straight and his arms go up on the table. He's got an open body posture and he projects his voice. Although examiners do not mark you directly on body language, of course they don't, that would be just silly, your body language does have a direct effect on your confidence and your fluency. This is because body language is connected with our verbal communication. So it is important to pay attention to this when you're practicing at home. Now, on to the rest of the interview and lesson. How long have you lived in your hometown?
Well, I was born here, so I've lived here for all my 25 years.
What do you like most about your hometown?
For me, it's a blend of nature and modernity. I adore the lush green landscape and the tranquility they bring to me, but at the same time, the city also offers all its modern conveniences. The warmth and the hospitality of the people is unmatched.
Are there any local festivals or events that take place in your hometown?
Yes, there are plenty. Apart from all the national festivals, we also celebrate Basant Panchami with much enthusiasm, which marks the arrival of spring. Additionally, I would say the Jhanda Fair, which is unique to Dehradun and attracts thousands every year, is held in the honor of Guru Ram Rai Ji, the founder of the city.
Are there any challenges or problems that your city has faced in the past?
Yes, like every growing city, Dehradun has seen rapid urbanization leading to concerns relating to deforestation and also strains on natural resources. The city has also faced issues related to waste management. These issues are being addressed and it's an ongoing process.
If someone were to visit your hometown for the first time, where would you recommend they go?
Sure, apart from the Robber's Cave that I mentioned earlier, I would suggest the Forest Research Institute. It's a place known for its vast botanical collection and also for its impressive architecture. Also, visit to Tapkeshwar Temple, which is situated in a cave would also offer a spiritual experience, in my opinion. I would say if they have some time, a short trip to Mussoorie, the Queen of Hills, which is I believe 30 kilometers from Dehradun, would be like an icing on the cake.
That is the end of part 1. We will now continue with part 2. Another aspect of Anurag's answers that gets him these high band scores are specific details to the questions. When the examiner asks what recommendations he would give to tourists visiting his hometown, he lists off 3-4 great examples, telling people that they should visit the Queen of Hills. They should also visit Robert's Cave or the Forest Research Institute. It's this kind of detail that is required without going off topic for those high scores. Now, on to part 2. For this part, I will show you some questions. You will have 1 minute to read these questions. Think about your answers. You can take notes in this 1 minute time if you wish. You have your pencil and paper there. And then you will have 1 to 2 minutes to speak. I will tell you when to start, when to stop. Please do not touch the question paper. Is that clear?
That is clear.
Okay. Talk about a person you think is helpful in the community. Your 1 minute preparation time begins now. Your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
Sure. The person I would like to speak about is Mr. Ayan Joshi. He's a man in his late 50s and runs a local NGO in Dehradun that focuses mainly on environmental conservation and also providing education to the underprivileged children. He's a man who has dedicated his entire life to the betterment of the society. His NGO plants thousands of trees every year and also does regular cleanup drives that ensure the natural heritage around Dehradun remains intact. Well, he has also opened a school under his NGO's banner that offers free education and schooling to children who cannot afford regular school. I came across Mr. Ayan Joshi a few years back through a tree plantation drive. His passion and dedication towards environmental conservation and the welfare of the society has deeply inspired me, in which he addresses various issues and also expresses the awareness of importance of education and environmental conservation. He is also known for providing opportunity to the youth through his various projects. From Mr. Joshi, I have learned about the importance of giving back to the community and the significance of environmental conservation. His selfless attitude and the desire to uplift those around him is like a lesson in humility and leadership. Observing him has instilled in me a desire to actually take up more community projects, especially those focused on education. His belief has always been that a growing society's foundation depends on education. In the future, I would like to work with Mr. Ayan Joshi closely and also contribute actively to the causes that he is campaigning and for the welfare of the community.
That is the end of part 2. I will now take back the questions. Please put the note paper to the side, turn it over, and the pencil as well. We will now continue with part 3. For part 2, Anurag delivers an exemplary response to this question about a person who is helpful in the community. Now, this question appeared similarly in an IELTS exam not so long ago. Those students who, like Anurag, were able to give a good narrative scored high. A narrative is basically a story. It has a start, a middle, and a finish. It's a good idea to practice writing short stories or short narratives before your IELTS speaking exam. Once you've written some short stories answering Part 2 cue cards, then practice saying them. In this case, Anurag's short narrative about Mr. Ayan Joshi introduces the person, who he is, what he looks like, that he's in his 50s, and then explains what he does, his NGO that is concerned with saving the environment and reforestation. Then, Anurag explains how he has been involved with this organization. It's easy to follow the structure that is provided by Anurag with clear, detailed vocabulary that explains accurately the story in detail. Practice storytelling 1 to 2 minutes before your next IELTS exam. Research short narratives, and you too will improve your Part 2 scores. Now, on to Part 3. We will now continue with Part 3. For this part, I will ask you questions related to the topic of Part 2. Let's talk about community helpers and their impact. Why is it important to have helpful individuals in a community?
From my experience with Mr. Ayan Joshi, I've come to realize such individuals are like the backbone of a community. They ensure its well-being, progress, and sustainability. They are like guiding lights that actually motivate others to take a step towards a positive change.
Notice that Part 3 questions are directly related to the topic of Part 2. Here, the examiner continues by asking questions about helpful people in the community. This is exactly why you must do a great job in Part 2. Practice the Part 2 cue card in this video and send us your MP3 recording to this email address, also in the video description, for a free band score estimate. Now, when the examiner asks, Anurag, why are helpful individuals important for a community? Anurag continues with confident, detailed answers. He also uses literary devices. He uses a simile in this case. He says that helpful individuals are like guiding lights for people. When you create a similarity using the word like or similar to, this is called a simile. It's one type of literary device. Make sure to research literary devices like metaphors and similes before your IELTS exam. They are useful both in the speaking and in the writing section. Let's continue to the rest of Part 3. What roles do local leaders play in shaping the character and development of a community?
Local leaders play a pivotal role. They are like mentors, role models, and actually act like a bridge between higher authorities and also the community. They could actually set example through their initiatives and instill values and ethos, which can define the community's character.
How does someone become recognized as a helpful person in a community?
I believe recognition comes through continuous efforts and genuine actions. For example, if someone is continuously working towards community's welfare, people will naturally recognize and respect them.
Do you think it's always based on their actions, or can reputation play a part?
However, reputation can also play a good role. Reputation can increase their reach. For example, if someone who has built a good reputation for their work in the community can receive far more recognition for their actions in the community and even the outside of it.
In your opinion, how can young people be encouraged to contribute more to their communities?
I believe encouragement should start on a grassroots level. For example, schools can actually incorporate community services in their curriculum. Furthermore, if young individuals actually start seeing the tangible effects of community service, like the ones led by Mr. Joshi I mentioned earlier, they will be motivated to put in more efforts.
How has technology affected the way communities recognize and interact with their helpful individuals?
Technology, especially social media, is like a boon. For instance, take Mr. Joshi's tree plantation drive. It gained so much traction online when shared, bringing in more volunteers and getting recognition worldwide. Technology should be used judiciously, ensuring the genuineness of the initiative being promoted as well.
What are some common challenges that community helpers might face in their endeavors?
One major challenge would be resource constraint, be it in terms of funds, materials, or even manpower. Another challenge would be bureaucracy or red tape.
How can the community support them?
The community can support them actually just actively volunteering or donating, or even simply by taking part in discussions and giving a constructive feedback. Also, trust and mutual respect play a crucial role in the success of a community helpers endeavor.
That is the end of part 3. That concludes the speaking section of the exam. You will have your mark in 2 days online after you finish the other sections, and your official certificate will be in the mail in 10 days. Goodbye.
Okay, thank you. Have a great day.
Thanks. Anurag finishes this interview strong and confident, giving great details and using outstanding vocabulary all the way till the end of the very last response. When the examiner asks Anurag what are some common challenges faced by people in communities, he explains that resource constraints such as not having enough funds or manpower, or even using this expression that they might face a lot of red tape, help to show the examiner that Anurag is indeed an expert user of the English language. It is therefore very important that you too practice a lot of vocabulary, grammar, and quick, clever, confident responses to questions like these before you sit your next IELTS test. And you can do this by joining our premium IELTS package. For many more video lessons like this one, including original practice exams, a fully interactive course, and an app for your phone, visit and join our premium IELTS package at gieltshelp.com. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access. You can use the code UNITY9 for an additional 10% discount. Simply click the link in the video description below. We are an IDP affiliate, a British Council partner, an IELTS test registration center, and I'm a certified British Council agent. We help thousands of students succeed on their IELTS exams. Just listen to what this student has to say.
Hey everyone, this is Aishwarya. So today I'm going to reveal how I scored a 7.5 band with just a week's preparation in my very first attempt. I highly recommend going through Academic English Help YouTube channel as well as the website. Thank you all.
Begin learning for success. Join now.